Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and today I'm cracking a pack. I have in front of me a Core Set 2021 booster pack. As I continue my way through the standard sets, I'm getting closer to Zendikar Rising. Maybe I'll have a bundle here soon. Hopefully I'll be able to get something awesome in this Core Set 2021 booster pack. Let's get to cracking this pack. I haven't been really good at opening these Japanese packs. They're a little more difficult to open. Let's just make sure we don't have a foil without spoiling anything. Doesn't appear that we do, so go token, land, rare, uncommon, uncommon. Village Rites, single black mana instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. It's probably one of the better commons in Core Set 2021. This is a definite upgrade to Altar's Reap. For a single mana, sacrifice a smaller creature to token, draw 2 cards. Awesome. Forgotten Sentinel, 4 generic mana, artifact creature golem at 4/3. Forgotten Sentinel enters the battlefield tapped. In limited, Forgotten Sentinel is a decent card. It could fit into any deck. The obvious drawback was it entered the battlefield tapped, but a 4/3 body for 4 isn't that bad. Duress, single black mana, sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. In limited, this is a perfectly fine card. You typically want to hold on to it until a little bit later in the game and hope that you snag their non-creature spell that's going to disrupt your game plan. Tome Anima, 4 mana, 3 and a blue, spirit at 3/3. Tome Anima can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. I did not like this common at all in limited. There were times where you would draw 2 or more cards, especially in the blue-green deck. Tome Anima just didn't seem to get through. Feat of Resistance, 2 mana, 1 and a white instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. This is probably the best white common in Core Set 2021. Feat of Resistance is an awesome protection spell, and it buffs your creature. Sure Strike, 2 mana, 1 and a red. Instant, target creature gets +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. In limited, this is a great combat trick, both on an offensive or defensive creature. It's going to keep your creature around on the board, and it's going to probably trade up and take out one of your opponent's bigger, better creatures. Capture Sphere, 4 mana, 3 and a blue, enchantment aura, flash. Enchant creature, when a Capture Sphere enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. In blue, this is pretty good removal. Having flash makes it even better. Prior to their attacks, you can flash it in, tap down their big bomb, and keep it tapped down for hopefully the remainder of the game. Snare Spinner, 2 mana, 1 and a green. Spider at 1/3 has reach. Whenever Snare Spinner blocks a creature with flying, Snare Spinner gets +2/+0 until end of turn. In limited, I think this is a sideboard card. You typically don't want to play it in the main deck. If your opponent has a lot of flyers in their deck, Snare Spinner is pretty good because it's essentially a 3/3 blocker that takes out most small flyers. Shock, single red mana instant. Shock deals 2 damage to any target. Shock is a staple in limited. It's going to take out smaller creatures. It might be the card that kills your opponent when they get down to 2 life. We have a showcase common, Tefris Protege, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, human wizard at 2/3. You can pay 1 and a blue, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. In limited was pretty narrow. The only deck you really wanted to play it in was if you drafted the uncommon Teferi's Tutelage, because then it became a decent strategy to mill out your opponent. First uncommon is Malefic Scythe, 2 mana, 1 and a black, artifact equipment. Malefic Scythe enters the battlefield with a soul counter on it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on Malefic Scythe. Whenever equipped creature dies, put a soul counter on Malefic Scythe, equipped for a single generic mana. I think in the right deck, probably the black-red sacrifice deck, Malefic Scythe is quite a bit better. Outside of that, your creature either has to die in combat or your opponent has to take care of your creature. I think you definitely want it in a dedicated deck where you know your creatures are going to die. Palladium Mirror, 3 generic mana, artifact creature mirror. At 2/2, you can tap it to add 2 colorless to your mana pool. Palladium Mirror is definitely a great mana rep creature. I would definitely put it into a blue-green or red-green deck. It's definitely going to be a key component in ramping into your bigger creatures. Final uncommon is Volcanic Geyser. X generic mana, 2 red, instant. Volcanic Geyser deals X damage to any target. Volcanic Geyser has the ability to take care of an annoying creature on your opponent's side or deal those last points of damage. It's definitely a more difficult spell to cast because it's got 2 red in the converted mana cost. That means you need to be going a little heavier red. Okay, will we get a great rare or a mythic rare? We have Terror of the Peaks, a mythic. This is awesome. 5 mana, 3 generic, 2 red, dragon at 5/4. It has flying. Spells your opponents cast that target Terror of the Peaks cost an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. This card is a fantastic limited bomb. Terror of the Peaks is definitely a strong mythic, and I think it just might be my pack one pick one. Then I have a Rugged Highlands that enters the battlefield tapped, and I gain a life when it enters the battlefield. I can tap it for a red or a green mana, and then a 2/2 zombie creature token. Terror of the Peaks is an easy pack one pick one. First off, it's a 5/4 flyer for 5. Great stats. Second, anytime my opponent wants to get rid of it, they're going to pay 3 life. I'm okay with that. And finally, every creature that I play after that is going to deal damage to their face or take out other creatures. Makes this a slam dunk pack one pick one. As soon as you draft it, you're going to go heavy into red. You're going to pick up as many creatures as you can and build around the fact that if Terror of the Peaks hits the battlefield, you're more than likely going to win the game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comments section what was your favorite card or best card of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack another pack of Magic the Gathering.